Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're running an Ubuntu server, security should be your top priority. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to secure your Ubuntu server in just a few essential steps. Simple, effective, and beginner-friendly. Let's jump right in. Let me create a DigitalOcean VPS running Ubuntu 24.04 and secure it. Step 1. Always start by updating your server. Outdated software can be a major security risk. This ensures you have the latest security patches and software fixes. One of the first things you should do is setting up a firewall. Configuring a firewall on Ubuntu is a fundamental step in securing your server. A firewall acts as a gatekeeper, allowing or denying traffic based on defined rules. This prevents unauthorized access and only permits necessary connections. Before you enable the UFW firewall, make sure to open port 22 for SSH if you are connected remotely to the server, otherwise you will be blocked when it's enabled. If you are running, say, a web server, you can open ports 80 and 443. If you have a static public IP address from where you will be connecting to your remote server, say at home or office, you can allow only that IP address to connect to the server. To enhance protection against brute force attacks, you can enable UFW's rate limiting feature. It allows SSH connections but restricts each client to a maximum of 6 attempts per minute. Any IP address exceeding this limit will be temporarily blocked. This command blocks all incoming connections on port 22, which is the default port for SSH. If you want only your IP address or range of IP addresses to connect to your server, do not forget to run this command. SSH access will be denied from all remote IP addresses except your IP. Let us secure SSH further. Change default SSH port by editing the SSH configuration file to use a non-standard port. Change the port line to a number other than 22. Also disable root login by preventing direct root login via SSH by setting permit root login to no. Before I do that, let me create a non-root account with sudo permissions. You can check the groups to which the user belongs by using this command. By default, the user belongs to the user group. Run this command to add the user to the sudo group. As you can see, the user is now in the sudo group. You can now switch to the new user and disable login using the root account. Let us test if the new user is able to run sudo commands. Let us now go back and disable root login. Let me log out and try to log in on the new port and see if root is able to log in. Even on my local Linux Mint machine, the username is Zach@Zachstek. Oh, well, I forgot to restart the SSH service. We'll just reboot the VPS. But on a production machine, just use the SSH restart command. The root user has been denied access. We changed the port to 2222, so we need to add it if we need to log in. We need to add a rule in the firewall for this port, otherwise you will just be stuck at this point. This should have been done earlier on, so am now completely locked out. Fortunately, I can access the console in DigitalOcean. Finally, we have logged in using port 2222. For improved SSH security, use SSH key pairs for authentication and disable password-based login. Edit the SSH configuration file we edited earlier to disable password-based logins. Set password authentication to no, then restart SSH. Then run this command to generate a new SSH key pair for secure authentication. The command creates two files, a private key and a public key. The private key stays on your local machine and should never be shared. The public key should be copied to the remote server. The command creates two files, a private key and a public key. The private key stays on your local machine and should never be shared. The public key should be copied to the remote server. The command should be run on your client machine, not the server. This command will display the public key. This command will copy the public key to the remote server into the default folder for public keys. Now we should try logging in, and it should not ask for a password. There we go. Everything is working just fine. Next, blocking brute force attacks with Fail2Ban. Fail2Ban is an intrusion prevention software framework that protects computer servers from brute force attacks and other malicious behavior. It works by monitoring log files for suspicious activity and automatically blocking IP addresses that show signs of abuse. Fail2Ban is most commonly used to block unauthorized login attempts via SSH, FTP, SMTP, and other services by temporarily banning the source IP address using firewall rules. You can check the Fail2Ban service using this command. The default Fail2Ban configuration file is found at /etc/fail2ban/jail.conf. However, it's best practice not to edit this file directly. Instead, you should create a separate copy for customization by using a .local file. This allows you to retain your custom settings even after updates. This other command just shows you the first 20 lines from the config file. Ensure that the SSHD section is enabled, uncomment the lines, to protect your SSH service. Max retry defines the maximum number of failed login attempts before banning an IP address and ban time. Defines the duration of the ban in seconds. If you save the file just now, you will get the failed service error when you check the status. There is another SSID which is enabled by default in Ubuntu 24.04. Comment out that section. Press Ctrl W and search. You can now save the file. Use this command to check out the logs. Let me try logging in from another machine. The failed login will appear in the logs. Also, run this command to automatically install security updates. If the feature is not already enabled, packages on your system receive frequent updates, especially security updates, which can make it difficult to stay current. To address this, I recommend enabling automatic installation of security updates. Disable unused services. To minimize your server's attack surface, disable any services or applications that are not needed. Before doing so, identify which services are currently running using the appropriate command. Once unnecessary services have been identified, disable them to prevent automatic startup at boot, thereby improving your system's security posture. This command automatically removes packages that were installed as dependencies but are no longer needed. When you install software, it often pulls in other packages it depends on. If you later remove that software, those dependencies may no longer be necessary. Why it's important for Ubuntu security: reduces attack surface. Fewer installed packages mean fewer potential vulnerabilities. Unused packages can still contain bugs or security flaws that could be exploited. Also enforce strong passwords. This command installs the pluggable authentication module used to enforce strong password policies on Linux systems. The module is often used to define rules like minimum password length, use of uppercase, lowercase, digits, and special characters, prohibition of simple or dictionary-based passwords, password history enforcement, preventing reuse. It ensures users choose secure passwords, which is a key defense against brute force and dictionary attacks. Also, monitor system logs. Monitoring system logs helps detect and respond to suspicious activity. You can install a log management tool like LogWatch to help in monitoring logs. Check out documentation on how to use it. This command installs Linus, a popular open-source security auditing tool for Unix-based systems like Ubuntu. Once installed, Linus can be run to scan your system for vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and potential security issues. Linus checks hundreds of security-related settings, including file permissions, firewall settings installed, software user account configurations, and kernel settings. It also identifies vulnerabilities. It highlights weak points in the system that may be exploited, such as outdated software, weak SSH configurations, and insecure password policies. After a scan, Linus provides actionable suggestions to improve system security, helping you harden your server based on best practices. Installing and using Linus is an excellent step toward maintaining a secure and compliant Linux system. It's especially useful for system administrators and security professionals looking to proactively identify and fix security issues. This command installs Rootkit Hunter, Arcade Hunter, a Unix-based rootkit detection tool. Once installed, Arcade Hunter can be used to scan your system for signs of rootkits, backdoors, and other forms of malware. Rootkits are a type of malicious software designed to hide the existence of certain processes or files, often used by attackers to maintain control of a compromised system. Arcade Hunter is a valuable tool for Linux system administrators. It adds a layer of defense against stealthy threats like rootkits by detecting early signs of compromise. While it's not a complete security solution by itself, it's an important part of a layered security approach. And that's it. Those are some of the most important steps to harden your Ubuntu server and keep your data safe. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more tech tutorials. Thanks for watching, and stay secure out there.